Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatima Zara Panendungi and I am from the Faculty of Law. Today, I have been given this right by Mr. Rahmatullah Jafar, our lecturer from Civics Education, to give you guys a material about Indonesian Geostrategy or national resilience. So I hope you guys are able to understand and pay attention to my explanation. I apologize in advance if there are any words that are unclear or you guys cannot understand anything from this translation. I hope that if there is any question, you guys will be able to give that directly to the lecturers of civics education so that you guys can clear up any misunderstandings that may come while you guys are learning. Here we go. So, this is Mr. Rahmatullah Jafar, our lecturer who has given me the authority to give you guys this material in English. I hope that you guys can understand because to be honest, my English is not perfect yet. And I hope this can be a learning experience for me and as well as for you guys who are watching this video. Before we start, let's see our learning objectives or what the university hopes you guys to achieve by learning these lessons. Now, uni students or university students as future bachelors and professionals is hoped to, number one, act sincere in facing straightening challenges to national security or national resilience. Number two, be brave and prepare to face disruptions to the national security or resilience by building a collective commitment that is strong from every national component to fuel Indonesia's independence. And number three, be able to analyze the urgency and challenges of national security for Indonesia in building a collective commitment that is strong from every national component to fuel Indonesia's independence. So, before we start, I'm gonna tell you guys to pay very close attention to the words that are highlighted or have different colors. For example, this, and this. Pay attention to the highlighted words because by doing so, you guys can understand even more about this material. These are keywords in this material, and you guys can use that keywords to search it up later on in Google Scholar or any other website so you can understand further about this material. As a university student, of course, you guys are expected to understand through individual learning rather than learning that are given in regular classes by professors or lecturers, which is why this is a huge difference between university and high school. So pay attention to the highlighted words and let's start. Indonesian Geostrategy or national resilience or national security or national defense. It all means the same thing. It all means bela negara. So resilience, defense, and security, bela negara. You can just choose one of them, whichever one that you guys are more comfortable with. I will be using national security throughout this PowerPoint, but remember that national security is basically the same thing as national resilience. If you remember that, you guys hopefully won't be confused by my explanation. All right? So, geostrategy is translated as the implementation of geopolitics in a nation. I'm sure you guys have learned about geopolitics before this material, probably given to you guys by one of my friends. And I hope that you guys have grasped the idea or at least understand the idea of geopolitics before you move on to geostrategy, because geopolitics and geostrategy are two things that correlates or has berhubungan, correlates with each other. All right, so strategy in utilizing geographical constellation of Indonesia to determine policies, targets, and facilities to achieve the national goal of Indonesia. These are the implementation of geopolitics that makes geostrategy. So basically, geostrategy is a strategy to utilize geographical constellation or geographical utilization in Indonesia The main goal of geostrategy is to determine policies, targets, and facilities and achieve the national goal of Indonesia. Remember, pay attention to the words that are highlighted or in different colors. National security as the personification of Indonesian geostrategy. So, what does national security or national resilience actually means? Indonesian national security, the dynamical condition that Indonesians faces, including a number of national life aspects that is integrated, including the tenacity and persistence that contains the ability to increase national power. In facing and solving every challenges, threats, obstacles, and hindrance, be it coming from the outside or inside the nation, that is a direct or indirect in nature, endangering the identity, integrity, vitality, and survival of the nation, and the struggle to reach the national goal. So basically, Indonesian national security is the dynamical condition or a condition where the country or the nation itself gave persistence to increase the national power to be able to face challenges, threats, obstacles, and hindrance from the outside or the inside, whether the nature is direct or indirect, that dangers or threatens the identity, integrity, vitality, and survival of our nation and the national goal itself. Basically, national security is something that our nation releases to defend itself against any threats against the national goal or our nation as a object itself. The principle, nature, and position of national security. What is it? The principles of national security are, number one, prosperity and security within the nation or in the society. Number two, integral comprehensive. Number three, introspective. And number four, familiarity or kinship between citizens. You guys can search up or look more into the principles of national security if you want to find out more about what prosperity, integral comprehensive, introspective, or kinship entails. You can search it up on Google Scholar or any other websites where you guys can learn more about geostrategy and national security. National security's nature, or just so you guys are not confused, when I say nature, I mean the sifat. In Indonesian, it's sifat. The nature, not I do not mean like green nature, like alam. No, I mean sifat. All right. So, national security's nature. The nature of national security is, number one, it is independent. Number two, it is dynamical. Number three, it has authority. And these three natures makes up the most important nature of a national security, which are consultation and cooperation between the citizens or the society and the sovereignty or the government. The position of a national security. The position of a national security is a conceptual basis in the paradigm of national development. You guys can search up more about the position, nature, and principles of national security in Google Scholar or any other website so you guys can understand more about these materials. But like I said before, pay attention to the highlights because it's very important, and find out more about the materials and other websites if you cannot understand through this explanation alone. National security's concept. According to the demand of its users in utilizing national security's concept is 1. Strategical conceptual basis. 2. Methods of building an Indonesian national life. And 3. The base pattern of national development. These three are the main concepts of national security. And although this is not highlighted, I hope that you guys can at least understand that the concept of national security is strategy, methods, and base pattern. What is the dimensions of national security? Well, national security, the dimensions includes 1. Ideological security, 2. Political security, 3. Economical security, 4. Socio-cultural security, and 5. National security. So, what I mean by national security over here and the national security over here are two different things. Over here is national security, or otherwise known as national resilience. And over here, what I mean is hankam, security hankam, pertahanan hankam. So yeah, national security over here means hankam. So you guys please note that so you won't get confused later on in the material or the explanation. So, ideological security. The mental conditions of Indonesians that is based on the belief of Pancasila ideology contains the ability to rally and maintain the national unity, the ability to prevent foreign ideologies, penetration, and principles that are not suited with the national personality. Basically, the ideological security is how our nation is able to protect its ideology, which is Pancasila ideology, against any outside or inside threats that threaten the belief of our ideology. How do we do that? By rallying and maintaining the national unity and by preventing any foreign ideologies that is not suited to our nation's personality. What is our nation's personality? It is based off Pancasila's ideology. So yeah, like I said before, pay very close attention to the highlights because it's extremely important. Political security. The conditions of Indonesia's political life is based off political democracy. Based on Pancasila and the 1945 Constitution, or Indonesian we call it Undang-Undang Dasar 1945, contains the ability to maintain a healthy and dynamical political system and apply overseas politics that is considered free and active. Economical security. The condition of the nation's economical life is based off economical democracy that is also based off Pancasila, and it contains the ability to maintain a healthy and dynamical economical stability, create national economical independence with a high competitive nature, and manifest the citizens' prosperity that is fair and equal in nature. Sociocultural security. The condition of the nation's sociocultural life is brought to life by the national personality that is based off Pancasila, containing the ability to, number 1, create and develop sociocultural life, an Indonesian that has faith in the Almighty God, that is well-behaved, united, loves in their homeland, has equality, developed, and prosper in their life with a nature of consistent compatibility and equal. Number 3, prevent any foreign cultural penetration that is not suited with the national culture. So, Indonesian citizens are expected to have a socio-cultural life that is based off the faith to God, that is well-behaved. We have to be united, and we have to have a love to our homeland. If you guys are confused what I mean by love in their homeland, what I mean is Indonesian, it's called Cinta Tanah Air. We have to have quality, we have to be developed, and we have to be prosper. Only by having these three, these natures that I have mentioned above, about 5 of them, will we be able to be consistent, compatible, and equal. And by doing that, and by having consistency, compatibility, and equality, we will be able to prevent any foreign cultural penetration that is not suited to our national cultures. National security, or like I mentioned before, I mean hankam, pertahanan hankam, and I do not mean national security that is this material. This material can also be translated into national resilience. What I mean now is pertahanan hankam. Okay, so the condition of the national deterrence that is based off national security awareness of the people contains the ability to, one, maintain stability of the national security that is dynamical in nature, two, secure the development and results, and three, maintain a national sovereignty that prevent any kind of threats, whether it be from the outside or in the inside, and whether it be direct threat or an indirect threat. Astragastra as a model of Indonesia's national security. Astragastra model. The device of relationships between a human life sector and culture that occur on Earth. This is used as a natural resource that can be achieved by using its ability. Basically, Astragastra is a device relationship between a human with another human in the sector of life and culture or socioculture that happens on Earth or in real life to achieve a sort of national resource or human resource that can be achieved from its ability. Basically, you guys just have to pay attention to the highlight words, and if you understand this, you can just use your own words to create a meaning or a definition to Astragastra itself. So, Astragastra contains of one, Trigatra aspect, also known as a natural life, and two, Panchagatra aspect, or social life. Number one, Astragastra model, that is a Trigastra implementation or natural life. Number one, position and geographical locations of Indonesia, human resources and natural resources. These are the natural aspects that a nation holds as a part of their geostrategy. This is known as the Trigatra aspect. So remember this, guys. And then we have the implementation of Panchagatra or social life. These are part of Panchagatra, and Panchagatra itself is part of the geostrategy of Indonesia. So, in social life, we have ideology, politics, economy, social and cultural, and defense and security. National defense as an effort of achieving national security. As stated on the law or regulation number 3 of 2002, national defense is an act and behavior of the national citizens that is brought to life by the law of Republik Indonesia or Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia, NKRI, that is based off the 1945 Constitution in ensuring the survival of the nation. So for everyone that is law students, pay attention to this because this will pop up later on in another material or in another subject other than civics. For you guys that is not law students, still pay attention to this law. This is the basic law or the base law that resonates around national defense or national security itself. So this law will probably pop up a couple of times in your exams and as well as a bunch of times in your research if you look more into the geostrategy material of civics education. So, thank you very much for watching my explanation of geostrategy and national resilience. I hope that you guys can understand what I was trying to deliver, and I hope that this is something that you can use to properly learn about geostrategy. Once again, if there is any trouble in understanding my explanation, you guys can directly ask into one of our lecturers and they will provide you with an answer. or you can just find my social number, and hopefully I will be able to explain as much as my understanding of this material to you guys as much as I can. So thank you very much for watching. Once again, my name is Fatima Azara Tairuni from the Faculty of Law, signing off. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.